Hey, this is Tomas from okaysnotenough.com, helping you become the best version of yourself and create a more exciting and more fulfilling life. It's the end of March 2019, so it's time for another of my monthly goals updates. If you've been following me for a while, you know that every year I set for myself a long list of goals that I'm trying to achieve, I'm aiming to achieve that year. And every month I share an update about my progress with these goals. I also share what insights I've gained, what lessons I've learned, what challenges or obstacles I was facing and how I overcame or if I overcame them. There are several reasons why I do this. It's first of all, and I encourage you to do the same, when you have a goal that you've written down, you're much more likely to actually follow through and you're much more likely to accomplish that goal. When you have someone holding you accountable for following through on the action that is necessary to accomplish that goal, you're much more likely to stick to it. You may have one person, you may have a small group, or you may just share your goals publicly with your network or the connections that you have. The important part is the accountability, that there is someone else who knows about your goals, someone who you directly or indirectly can report to, because this will add another level of commitment, because it will be so much harder to pull out and not take the action, not do what you need to do. Because when no one else knows, it's so easy to just say, you know what, I don't feel like it today. And then it's one day and another day and another day, and you're not putting in the work that you need to do because it's simply too easy to quit. So accountability is absolutely essential in making sure that you will follow through and that you will achieve the goal that you've set for yourself. So that's one reason why I do that. By sharing my goals and my progress with you guys, it's giving me that extra level of accountability. And because I have around 50,000 people in my network that I share my goals updates with, that creates a lot of accountability. I have over 2,000 people coming to my website every month, and many of them actually go to this goals page to check it out. So again, that creates an extra leverage, extra pressure on me, because as a coach, I want to show that I walk my talk. Another reason why I share my goals and the progress on them, because as I said earlier, I know that it inspires you guys. I know that it gives you a little bit of a guidance, a little bit of an idea how to structure and phrase your goals, how to keep track of your progress. So there are several reasons why I do this, and I find it really beneficial to sit down every month and take stock on the progress that I've made. Have I pushed hard enough? Is the goal relevant? Is there something I can do better? Because every time I do that, it helps me tweak the process. It helps me make the next month a little bit better. So without talking around it too much, because I easily could, let's just dive straight into it. I have the goals right here in front of me, and I will take them one by one, where with some of these goals I have made great progress, with some of them not so much, or maybe I haven't even started working on them yet. And I will share as much or as little details as it's relevant for that particular goal. If you'd like to read more about these goals, why I've set them, you can head over to my website. The link is in the description, and you can read so much more, because if I was talking extensively about every single one of those goals, this video would probably take several hours. So the first category of my goals is business. And the first goal is I will easily create follow-up to my scorecard by March 31st. So I haven't created the follow-up yet, although it's already in progress. Working on it. The reason for this follow-up is because the scorecard gives people quite detailed insight into how well they're doing in different areas of their life. And I want to create a follow-up that will give them even more insight and nudge them into action, kind of give them the push that is necessary for them to start working on it, because we often know what's not ideal in our life, but we don't feel the urge to actually do something about it. So that's the purpose of the follow-up sequence. I haven't accomplished that goal yet. I'm a little bit behind, but it's already being worked on. So I'm pretty confident in the April update, it will already be accomplished. The next goal is I will easily hire an SEO expert and developer by January 31st. Both of these goals have been accomplished by January. Fantastic decision on my part to do this, because for relatively small amounts of money, I save hours and hours of work that I wouldn't enjoy doing anyway. I'm not the expert, and so I can the time that I save, I can actually put it into something where first of all I enjoy it more and my time is used better or more effectively. Next goal is I will easily grow my mailing list to 3,000 subscribers by December 31st. At the moment, by the end of March, I'm on 1,381, relatively small growth. I'm not being super proactive about this. I have some ideas that I want to implement. But at the moment, there's just so much on my plate that I am not really putting all the work that I should into it. So although the mailing list is growing, it's not growing as fast as it should. So theoretically I'm behind, but I'm quite confident that I'll be able to push it in the remaining 9 months or so and grow my mailing list to the target of 3,000 subscribers. Next goal, I will easily reach monthly website traffic to 4,000 visitors a month. By the end of March, my website traffic was 2,184 unique visitors. It's a nice growth by about 200 or 300 since February. And I've taken some actions in terms of where I'm distributing my content, my videos, my blogs. It seems to be working. I've also tweaked my advertising, so I'm getting more traffic for my money. So there is an improvement. I'm not at the 4,000 yet, anywhere near, but I'm quite confident that by growing it by several hundred a month, I should be able to reach the target. Next goal, and the last one in the business category, is that I will easily complete a copywriting course by December 31st. I haven't made any progress on this yet. At the moment, there's just so much on my plate that it would be a suicide to take on another task like this. Because when I do it, I want to make sure that I have enough time for it and that I can focus on it fully. And I can do it on a regular basis and get through the course fairly quickly, because when you do something here and there and there is not enough continuum, you kind of lose track, and you're not getting as much out of the training or a course as you should or as you would if you actually commit to it every single day and get through it in the time that it's designed for. The next category is coaching. The first goal is I'll easily have 150 initial consultations by December 31st. Just so you understand what the initial consultation is, before I take on a new client, we meet for the initial consultation, whether it's face-to-face or whether it's online. And in that time, we sit together and we talk about their goals, their challenges, what they want to get out of coaching. I want to get to know them so I can decide whether they would be the right client for me, and I want them to get to know me so they can decide whether I would be the right coach for them. It's important that there is this mutual kind of alignment or synchronicity, and that we both feel excited about working together. So that's what the initial consultation is for. The number 150 is something, from my experience, I know that it will provide enough clients for the year that I want to work with. The number the number of consultations that I've had so far is 43, so I'm well on track with this. The next goal is I will easily work with 40 new inspiring clients by December 31st. So when the initial consultation goes great and we both feel that we are a perfect match to get them the results that they want, everything looks and sounds great, then we can shake hands and agree on the terms of the coaching. The reason why I set this goal is the key word there is inspiring. When I decide to work with someone or take on a client, I need to be inspired by them, by who they are as a person, by their goals. And I'm not looking for anything extraordinary, but there are certain qualities that the people that I will work with need to have. And it's coming from experience that, look, not everybody is ready for coaching. Not everybody has the personality that I know I will get along with really, really well. Because when I work with someone, we work together for 3 months, 6 months, sometimes several years. Some of my clients have been with me for 3 or 4 years. And it's only because we get along so well. Every single time I'm looking forward to having a session with them, and by what they say, I have all the reasons to believe that they feel the same about me. And so I need to be inspired by the people who I agree to work with. 40, it's the number of clients that I'm aiming at to work with in a year. It's a healthy number for me and for my business. I could easily have many more clients or take on more people to work with, but my work-life balance then gets out of whack, and I work too much and I don't have enough time for myself. I don't have time for the relationships in my life. I don't have time for my own personal development. And I may be making more money, but it's not necessarily enjoyable. And the reason why I started my personal development in the first place is that I create the lifestyle that I will love. And working too much is definitely not part of the lifestyle that I want to create, even though I love coaching and I love building my business. Too much of anything is not good. So far I've taken on 9 new clients that I've started working with. Next goal is I'll easily run 500 coaching sessions by December 31st. So far I've had 119 coaching sessions, so I'm pretty much on track. 500 is a healthy number. I'm typically aiming at approximately 10 to 15 sessions a week. That's the perfect balance for me. There were times in the past where I had 5 sessions a day or even more than that, and it just becomes too much. It's like coaching factory, and coaching can be quite exhausting because I'm so focused on the people in front of me, the people that I'm talking to, my clients, looking for the nuances in their communications, thinking not just about what they say and how they're saying it and what will be the best question to ask them. I need to be present. It's quite tiring. So for me, 2 or 3 sessions a day, it's a perfect amount. It guarantees that I'm fresh and I'm focused for every single session. So 119 coaching sessions so far. I'm pretty much on track, very confident that I will reach the number 500 by the end of the year. The next goal is I will easily run at least 1 live case study by December 31st. So what the live case study means is I want to be giving sort of a live update on my website about the progress the client is making from session to session throughout the coaching program. A little bit like what I'm doing here with me, but I want it to be about someone else. There will be a way I will incentivize this for the client. I think it will be great. It will give them extra leverage, extra accountability. And I haven't started yet. There's someone I have in mind. We'll see if we decide to turn it into this live case study. And the reason why I want to do this, not only that it will benefit the client, but I want to show you guys and people who are following me and come to my website, I want to give them a little bit more of an insight into what the coaching journey looks like for the client, because they may be thinking of actually becoming a client of mine as well, or maybe just taking a coach, maybe someone else, that's totally fine, but they're not quite sure how coaching works. So no progress on that goal yet. Another goal, or last goal in the coaching section, is I'll easily reflect on my coaching sessions 200 times by December 31st. Reflection, journaling is extremely powerful. And it's basically a time when I sit down after the session or at the end of the day and think about the coaching sessions that I've had that day. And I reflect on how well it went. Could it have gone better? Is it something I could have done better? Is it something that the client could have done better? Could I ask them different questions? Maybe I should have pushed more. Maybe I should have been a little bit more gentle with them. Every time I do that, there is an insight somewhere there. And I can learn from that insight. From every reflection, I can become a little bit better coach. I can become a little bit better person as well. So I do it after many of my sessions. So far, I've done it 43 times this year, and I'm well on track on achieving those 200 reflections. And if I can encourage you to do something like that, you may not be coaching people, but maybe you do sports, or maybe there are interactions in your relationship that you think that could be better. Maybe at work, maybe meetings, maybe public speaking. Sitting down and reflecting on that, how well it went, what you could have done better, how could you do things better next time, how could you do things differently. It's extremely, extremely valuable process, and there's a small price to pay where you just sit down with a pen and paper and you write and you reflect and you look for the insights. You ask yourself questions, how things could have been done better, and also what went well. Maybe you've done extremely well in that particular activity, and it's important to become more conscious or more aware of actually what works, so you can replicate that next time, or what doesn't work, so you can stop doing that. The next category is profile. So all the goals in this category are aimed to help me raise my profile. The first goal is I'll easily reach 30,000 followers on Instagram by December 31st. So I'm currently on 17,699, which is about 1,000 followers growth a month. So in order to reach these 30,000 followers, I will need to accelerate my growth a little bit, because I have 9 months to go and about 12,000 followers to gain, but I'm quite confident that I'll be able to do that by posting more frequently and different kind of following, growing techniques that I'm using. The next goal is I'll easily reach 20,000 followers on LinkedIn by December 31st. I'm currently on 16,752. Actually, I was growing way faster in 2018, but I took a step back and I became much more selective about who I connect with on LinkedIn. So there on LinkedIn, because the following is limited, you can have maximum of, I believe, 35,000 followers. So it's capped at that level. So I'm much more selective who I connect with. Therefore, I need to still grow by about 3,500 or about 3,000 followers, which shouldn't be a problem to accomplish by the end of the year. Next goal is I'll easily reach 1,000 YouTube followers by December 31st. So I started being active on YouTube, creating content for YouTube just at the beginning of this year. There were a few random videos that I published in the previous year, but being more systematic and being more strategic with my YouTube growth, I only started this year. So I'm 3 months in and I'm currently on 132 followers. I started pretty much on zero in January. I'm quite proud. I've doubled my following since February. So if I manage to double it every month, that would be phenomenal. 1,000 followers in a year without using any growth hacks and any dodgy strategies is pretty high goal. I'm quite excited about it, and I just want to create a lot of great content that will make people want to follow me and stick around and see more content from me. I think that's the best strategy to grow your following on any platforms, but YouTube especially, because it's so content-based platform. So if you're following me on YouTube, thank you so much for having that faith, and I'm glad that my content resonates with you. If you're new here and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the button somewhere there and do follow me. There's so much more content coming. I'm getting so much better at doing these videos, and yeah, help me reach that goal. You can be 1,000th of that step. I'll be extremely grateful for that. Another goal is I will easily be featured in 5 podcasts by December 31st. So far, I haven't been on any podcast, but just this month alone, I got 3 offers to be featured on a podcast. 3 great people reach out to me and say, hey, I'm having a podcast, have a look if that's something for you. Would you like to be featured there? Would you like to be interviewed? And I'm yet to look into some of them. Some of them I'm very happy to be featured on. So we're just trying to find the best time that is convenient for the both of us. But I think that should be totally doable, considering that I haven't really been proactive of actually searching for these podcasts, and then the offers are actually coming to me. The next goal is I will easily be featured in a magazine by December 31st. Haven't made any progress on that, haven't looked into PR, but when things calm down a little bit, when I have less on my plate, I'll definitely focus on that, and I believe it's totally doable goal. The next goal is I will easily write my book by July 31st. So I haven't started writing or rewriting, I should say, my book. If you followed or if you watched some of my previous videos, I actually started writing a book, and I've written about 35,000 words, but decided to take a step back and rewrite it because as I was going through the process, I would say my content and the angle of how I want to present the information matured and changed a little bit. So I didn't want to further write in that form and publish something that wouldn't be exactly what I wanted, because it takes a lot of work and quite a bit of money as well. So I took a step back and I've restructured the book. I'm super excited about it now. I haven't started rewriting it yet. It will probably start happening in April, May, but it's going to be great. Guys, if you stick around, definitely keep an eye on the update when my book is coming out, because I think it's going to be really, really valuable and provide a lot of information, and hopefully it will be a little bit different from what's already out there. The next goal is I will easily publish my book by September 30th. Because I haven't started writing the book yet, I haven't made any progress, of course, with this. And the final goal from the profile category is I'll easily speak on stage at least 6 times by December 31st. And so far I have spoken on stage twice, delivering a whole day workshop, and I have several more in my calendar. So again, it shouldn't be necessarily a problem to accomplish that goal. The next category is value. So all the goals in this category are all about me sharing value, me sharing my knowledge with you guys through different platforms, whether it's the blog, whether it's the videos, but it's also about contribution, as you will see in some of the later goals. So the first one is I'll easily record 52 vlogs by December 31st. I'm 11 videos in, and I'm so excited to see where I'm going to be by the time I finish the 52nd video, because with every video I learn something new simply because I screw up. There is a mistake, there is a way that I could have done better, and also because of these reflections, every single time I'm learning something from my videos. So far I'm on track. Very challenging. I'm getting more and more comfortable. Hopefully it's coming across as well in my videos. Stick around and keep watching my videos, and let's see it by the end of the year what it's going to look like. How am I going to come across in the videos, what the videos will look like, the quality of production and editing and the content. It's a very steep learning curve, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Next goal is I'll easily publish 52 articles by December 31st. So pretty much every time I'm publishing a video, there is accompanying article coming with that, which is close to a transcript of the video, because some people prefer to watch videos, some people prefer to read. So I want to make sure that everybody gets the content available in the form that they prefer to kind of take it in. So I'm also on 11 of the articles. If you'd like to read my articles, head over to my website, and you can find them all there in the section articles and videos. Next goal is I'll easily launch Unshakable Self-Discipline program by December 31st. This is another goal that I'm finding very, very challenging for many reasons. Time, it's also first time I'm creating something like this. I'm making progress every day as much as I can, but because of everything I'm doing, I cannot dedicate to it, the whole day or whole week or a couple of weeks. That's probably what it requires for me to create it. I have the structure, I have the methodology. It's going to be fantastic. It's a program aimed for people who want to develop self-discipline, and because it's going to be a group program, it will be much more affordable rather than one-on-one coaching. It's also very challenging. I find the task a little bit intimidating because there's just so much to do, and it's a very creative process, and I need to trust myself through that, and through creation of the content. It's challenging, but it's going to be extremely rewarding when it's all done, because of the accomplishment, but I also know that many people will benefit from the program. So that's my inspiration, that's my motivation in it. I'm still working on it, but I haven't launched it yet. The next goal is I'll easily launch my Stop Caring What People Think of You program. So that one is just an idea at the moment. I haven't even started working on that, but I hope that once I've created the framework and the whole launch sequence of the Unshakable Self-Confidence program, I'll be able to replicate that and fill it in with a different content, which will be helping people to stop caring what other people think of them, because that's one area or one way how many people are being held back from pursuing the goals that they want, being authentic, being happy, because of the fear of what other people think of them. And I want to help people with that as well. So ideally, fingers crossed, I'll be able to launch this program this year as well. Another goal is I will easily raise £5,000 for Children with Cancer charity by May 31st. So I'm currently on £880. So far from the target. I still have 2 months to go. But with that said, I want to thank everybody who contributed, some of them, or some of you guys, very generously, and I appreciate it so much. It's for a great cause. As you will hear in the later goals, I'm running London Marathon in less than a month, and this fundraising is part of the cause, or the reason why I'm running the marathon. I'm running for a charity, Children with Cancer, and I'm fundraising for them so I can bring a little bit more money that they can use for research, for equipment, and for everything that is necessary or is the part of helping children not just overcome cancer, but dealing with all the challenges that come with it. The equipment is extremely expensive, the research is extremely expensive, and I'm really proud and honored to be part of a cause like this. So guys, if you can spare £1, $1, please, there's a link on my website with all the goals. I can include it in the description as well of this video. Just click on it. If you can donate and support me just with £1, $1, that would be great. If you can give more, that would be amazing. But anything counts, and you will help me with my goals, but more importantly, you will help these kids going through this terrible illness a little bit more comfortably, with a little bit more hope. So far I'm on £880, still a long way to go, but I still have plenty of time. The next category of my goals is health and fitness. There are loads of goals there, so I'll kind of fly through it a little bit quicker. And the first goal is I will easily complete 23andMe DNA genetic testing and analysis by December 31st. So that's already done. I got my results. It was very enlightening, very interesting reading about where I'm sort of from, where my origins are from, geographically and genetically. To no surprise, I am a mixture of Czech, German. I think there is a hint of Italian in me as well. It also does analysis of the likelihood of some of the diseases that are associated with certain genes. I'm glad to discover that there's nothing major, no major predisposition for me to any of those diseases. And if you have, I don't know, it's about £120, about $160 spare, I would invest into this. It's a great read. You get very, very extensive reports with a lot of details. And also you may discover, or you may find people who you are genetically related to. In my case, there are actually a couple dozen people that I am second, third or fourth cousin with, who have also taken the test, and it shows that genetically we related. It's several generations, but maybe one day I decide to reach out to them. It's extremely interesting, and it's a great value for your money. The next goal is I will easily complete food intolerance test by December 31st. Haven't done any progress on that yet. Next goal, I will easily complete 24 fast or green days, which means days when I only eat raw fruit or vegetable, by December 31st. Currently I'm on 5, so I am a little bit behind, just by 1, but I encourage you to try fasting for 24 hours, not if you have some kind of medical condition that doesn't go well with that, but it's a great self-discipline exercise, it's a great cleanse when I say fasting, what that means, I only drink water and green tea. I don't eat any food. Alternative to that is it's the green day, where I only eat raw fruit or vegetable, just to fuel my body with sort of pure nutrients. The next goal is I'll easily be at 16% body fat by December 31st. Last year I had my goal as target weight, and I've changed this goal to a body fat because I started working out a lot. I think I started putting on some muscles. I also started losing body fat, but my weight was the same. So weight is not always the best measure of your fitness, whereas body fat reflects a little bit more closely your weight to muscle or fat to muscle ratio. So I'm currently on 23.7. I was actually hoping that I would lose a lot of body fat because of all the training that I do, the marathon training. I do a lot of running, but I think it also makes me more hungry, and I may eat more. It must be because I'm not really losing that much body fat as I was hoping. So there's a little bit of progress. I'm still far off. It's some 7% of body fat that I need to lose. I think I'll need to do more tweaking, focus more on my diet rather than exercise alone. Next goal is I will easily work out 200 times by December 31st. So far I've worked out 96 times, so I'm nearly halfway there, and just in the 3 months. One of the reasons is because of this very intense running training, the marathon training that I'm going through, which is 5 workouts or 5 runs a week, plus I do some additional body weight training and so on. On my website, I give more details about how many workouts, how many calories I've burned every month and so on. So just to give you an idea, in March I have done 34 workouts. I burned 32,000 calories, altogether 32 or nearly 33 hours of working out. And yeah, as I said, so far 96 workouts this year, so I'm well on track. I'm actually on double the speed that I should be. It'll probably slow down a little bit after the marathon. The next goal is I'll easily complete a marathon training program by April 28th. So the program that I'm following is 76 runs. It started in January and it ends with the actual marathon on April 28th. So far I have done 58 runs. I'm right on track with this. It's a lot of running, and I think the marathon itself is going to be a challenge, but I think the training itself is much more challenging because some of the runs are as long as 3 hours, and I cover around 32K in those 3 hours. So it's a lot of running, but I'm still on track. I haven't given up. I'm standing strong. Oh, I'm standing. Let's put it this way. I'll easily run London Marathon in sub 4 hours by April 28th. So this is my goal. I would like to complete the marathon, which is 26.6 miles or 42 kilometers in under 4 hours. I think I should be able to do it faster, but it may happen that in the last quarter or so I will slow down. It just depends on the quality of the training, how strong I will feel on the day, how much of the adrenaline will kick in when I'm running, how well I'm fueling throughout the run. But 4 hours would be great. I will be in top approximately 40% of all runners that run the marathon. And if I manage to run even faster, that will be even better. Next goal is I will easily run 200 kilometers in 1 month by December 31st. I've completed this goal in January already because of the marathon training. And so it's 200 kilometers in 1 month of running, and it's actually increasing. And I've ran 350 kilometers in March. It's a lot of miles and kilometers. The next goal is I'll easily run 1,000 kilometers by December 31st. I'm already on 751 kilometers. Again, it will slow down after April 28th after the marathon alone, but I will definitely hit that target, hit that goal, I'll complete that goal by the end of April, simply because of all the training that I'm doing. It's incredible. I never thought I would be able to run this much. And yeah, with commitment, dedication, good practices, we are capable of pretty incredible accomplishments. The next goal is I will easily run 5 kilometers under 20 minutes. I haven't done any training. I'm not focusing on speed at the moment in my running. I'm focusing on endurance. It's completely different training. Same with the following goal, that to run 10 kilometers under 42 minutes, not focusing on speed work at all, because it would mess with my marathon training. And I don't want to jeopardize all the work that I've put in so far. Next goal is I'll easily do 100 push-ups in one go by December 31st. Again, not focusing so much on strength at the moment, but I am able to do 50, so I'm halfway there. It's going to get harder and harder, but I believe it's doable to accomplish, to do 100 push-ups in one go. Next goal, I'll easily do 20 pull-ups in one go by December 31st. At the moment, I'm maintaining myself on 13. Last year, I managed to do 18. And I'm sure that once I focus on the strength training again, I will be able to accomplish that goal within a couple of months. Next goal is I'll easily be able to plank for 10 minutes by December 31st. So I actually do some planking as a part of my core workouts for running. And at the moment, my best plank was 2 minutes and 58 seconds. It's hard. It's really hard if you don't focus on your core workouts regularly. Planking beyond even 1 minute actually is quite challenging. With that said, there are some people who can plank for half an hour and more. I think the world record in planking is like 6 hours or something, which is insane. Next goal is I'll easily continue with my martial arts training by December 31st. I was on it in January and I now stopped simply because I want to avoid any injury while kicking or something on my legs, because I don't want to jeopardize this marathon training and running of the marathon itself. So I put the martial arts on hold, but I'm so missing it. I'm so looking forward to starting again in May. I already spoke to my trainer. He's super keen to restart with me again. And I really do miss it. Every time when I see people working out in the gym, doing kickboxing and boxing, I'd love to put the gloves on and go at it again, but I have to be cautious and not rush it, not do something silly. And the final goal in the health and fitness category is I'll easily take on swimming classes by December 31st. Haven't done anything with that yet. It will come later, probably during the summer. And the reason for this goal is that even though I'm a good swimmer, I want to become a great swimmer. I want to become much better at swimming, because occasionally in a pool I see some people who have very good technique, and I can see the ease with which they swim and how fast they can actually swim. They're clearly much more effective and efficient, and I'd like to improve my technique as well, so I can get a little bit closer to how well these people swim. The next category is personal development. So all the goals in this category are focused on my personal growth. The first goal is I will easily complete 365 meditations by December 31st. If you haven't tried meditation, or if you don't meditate regularly, I highly encourage you to do that. A few minutes a day. It doesn't have to be half an hour. 5 minutes or 10 minutes is plenty. It's a great start. It couldn't be any simpler, because all you need to do is that you sit down, you unplug from everything, and you're totally present. You focus on your breath, or you focus just on yourself, or maybe it could be the activity that you do, just being fully present. There are things like walking meditations. If you're not sure how to meditate, it truly is, it couldn't be any simpler. But if you want a little bit of guidance, there is so much content out there. There are books, there are YouTube videos that tell you exactly what you need to do. There are so many different ways of meditating as well. But there are also apps for your phones, such as Calm, Insight Timer, Simple Habits, Headspace. And there's a reason why there's so much content, because people know the benefits of meditating. You honestly get so much more out of it that you're putting. It will help you be more grounded, more centered. It will help you manage stress, anxiety, even depression. It will help you think more clearly. It will help you reflect better. It will just help you be more centered, more aware as you go through your days, in your interactions, in your communications, in the things that you do. So I'm on 81 meditations so far. I'm well on track, and I've actually upped my meditation a little bit in March, which I will explain why in a second. But if you haven't started meditating, please give it a go. Just a few minutes a day. You will benefit tremendously from that. And so the next goal is I'll easily buy Muse mind and body meditation device. It's something that I've wanted or been wanting for quite a while, but it's quite pricey. But I combined that with my birthday, which was 12th of March, and I got it. This is Muse. This is the device itself. And what it does, you basically put it on your head while you're meditating. And there are sensors that is monitoring your brain activity, that is monitoring your heartbeat. It can monitor your breathing. It can monitor your movements. And there are different meditations. There's an app that is related to that. And there's a little bit of guidance. And what's great about the device is that it gives you real-time feedback on how deeply you're meditating, or what your heartbeat is like, whether it's increasing or decreasing, whether you're moving too much, whether you are synchronized with your breathing. And it made meditation for me so much more fun, and hey, so much more geeky as well. And I love these insights. I love to see how deeply I've meditated, and I try different methods now, and I'm so looking forward to see the insight. It shows you like a chart of how deeply you've meditated. I'm really, really enjoying it now. I meditate even more than once a day. It's quite pricey. It's a couple of £100, but for me personally, it's really well spent money. And not only that, it gave me all that insight. It just made meditation a lot more fun. And it turned it into experiment. And even though I enjoyed meditation before, and I really look forward to it every single time. And as I said, I meditate more than once a day since I got the device. So the goal has been accomplished, and it had a really great and positive effect on my meditation. The next goal is I'll easily finish 24 books by December 31st. So I'm currently on 7. I've completed 7 books. If you'd like to see the whole list of what books I've finished and what books I'm reading now, head over to my website. In the goals description, you can see everything in there. I'm well on track with these goals. Actually, I'm exactly on track. And I'm very confident that I'll be able to achieve that. I could probably read even more. However, I've learned in the previous years that learning new information is only, or I would say absorbing new information is only one part of the process. Retaining and using the information is another level, and it's even more important than that. You can go through a ton of books, 100 books a year easily, but what's it for if you don't remember anything out of that? So I'm playing with different methods of reminding myself of what I've learned, of testing myself what I've learned, the way I take notes, the way I highlight the relevant information, the way I go back to it. It's all one big experiment, but the more you engage and interact with the information, the more likely it is to stick. And the best way you can make it stick is to start using it regularly, whatever you've learned from these books. So I'm well on track with this goal. And next goal is I'll easily read at least 2 books on mindfulness by December 31st. Haven't started reading anything about mindfulness yet, but it's on my list for April and May. Next goal is I'll easily replace 6 bad habits with 6 new positive habits by December 31st. So in January, I replaced drinking coffee with drinking green tea. In February and March, because of the training, the marathon training, I didn't want to take on any habits related to fitness, and I didn't quite have the time and the headspace to focus on anything, so I haven't made any progress, but I have some good ideas for the coming months, what habits I want to get rid of and what new habits I want to sort of install in my head and in my life. So it's going to be great and exciting. But this month in March, I haven't made any new progress with this goal. Next goal is I will easily make 100 journal entries and reflections by December 31st. Currently I'm on 48, so I'm well on track with this goal. It's very similar to the reflections after my coaching sessions, but this is more reflections on my day in general. Same benefits as I mentioned at the beginning with the coaching session reflections. Journaling is so powerful. I've actually published a video or recorded a video last week with an article that is all about journaling, how to journal, what are the benefits of that, the different ways of journaling. The link is in the description, and also the link is in the article that you can find on my website with all these goals. I highly recommend you to check out the video as well if you're interested in accelerating your personal growth and if you're not 100% sure how to journal. Next goal is I will easily spend at least 1 hour every Sunday planning and reflecting by December 31st. I'm totally on track with this goal. So important to sit down regularly and reflect and see what you could do better. You plan for the next day or next week or next month. Because if you want to accomplish something meaningful in life, you can't just wing it. You need to approach it strategically. And that's what planning is for. Next goal is I will easily watch 50 TED Talks by December 31st. If you don't know what TED Talks are, check it out on YouTube. TED Talks are basically, or TED is organization that provides or organizes a space where people from all kinds of industries, whether science, arts, politics, they get space and they have 18 minutes to share an idea, an insight, to teach something. And it needs to be innovative, it needs to be thought-provoking. And there are thousands of talks now recorded. It's tedtalk.com, I believe it's the name of the website. Whatever you are into, you can find something inspirational, educational on that topic there. I highly recommend you to watch it. The reason why I watch these TED Talks is because I feel it's giving me the news or the latest research updates in the areas that I'm interested in, whether it's the universe, whether it's the psychology, personal development, business, and so on. Highly, highly encourage you to watch that or look into it at least. And the next and the final category of my goals is relationships. And the first goal is I will easily be in contact with my family every month. It's because I live in the UK, my family lives in Czech Republic, so I don't get to see them very often. So I want to make sure that we're maintaining the relationships between us and keeping them as great as they are. And the smallest thing I can do, or the least I can do, is to be in touch with them on a regular basis. And so I want to make sure that every month I reach out in some form, whether it's a text message, phone call, or video call, just to check on how they're doing. Because you may be, if you're grown up, I suppose, you don't live with your parents, they may be living far away, or sometimes even across the street. But we don't always make the effort to stay in touch and to be up to date with everything. So make sure that you maintain the important relationships in your life. And speaking of important relationships, my last goal is I'll easily have a date night with my girlfriend at least twice a month. And we've been together for over 5 years. And it's easy to fall into kind of comfort and complacency because you're with someone for a long time and it becomes comfortable. And we often feel like we have the other person for granted, and so we don't have to make any effort. And we don't want to fall into that trap because, hey, that's what we did at the beginning that made it so exciting going through this sort of honeymoon period when you try to do your best and impress the other person and treat them the best you can to make them fall in love with you. And that's what makes it so exciting. So in order to keep that spark in the relationship, you should keep doing what you were doing at the beginning. And so we want to make sure that the spark is still there. So at least twice a month we kind of dress up and go somewhere nice, whether it's for dinner or for work, just having a proper date night or date day. And I'm well on track with this goal, so that's all good. So guys, that's it. That's all my goals. I'm aware that these videos are quite long. It's because I set for myself a super long list of goals this year, maybe longer than I should have. But as one of my clients said recently, it's better to aim high and fall a little bit short than aim too low and not accomplish, maybe accomplish everything, but it would be way less than if you aim high and accomplish a little bit less. They say, aim for the stars and maybe at least you will hit the moon or something like that. It's a lot, but I'm growing tremendously through that. And I know that at the end of the year, I'll be so far ahead from where I am today. And it's because all the push, all the commitment and everything that I've given to it throughout these 12 months. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been useful, inspiring, and please leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm hoping to see you on the next video.